might die.
I thought you were going to bite my hand. And I was like, we have that kind of a bond. We have a really tight bond on and off set. I actually think that they're going to release bloopers this year.
What?
Because we move so fast and we don't actually have a ton of bloopers, but the most amount of bloopers are me laughing at Megan's scenes. I think I break a lot.
And me laughing right back.
I mean, we do
laughing at you.
Well, it's hard not to. We have a lot of fun.
If we're in a scene with someone else, I try not to look at you if you're going to make me laugh.
I know.
But then if I have to look at you in the scene,
Or sometimes you'll see when it's over one of our shoulders, this is probably something that I shouldn't give away, but you can sometimes see cheeks. You can see people smiling or holding,
During serious scenes, not laughing.
Same here.
Connected.
Yeah.
Like in high school, when I was in the play, I would laugh during the serious parts. And
you would?
I was playing Helen Keller's mother.
Oh.
In the play.
I think we both have a lot of affection for each other and respect for each other, but also we've lived with the characters now for 4 seasons, so they feel very real too. So when Kayla's saying, at the end of last season, when Kayla says, "You're not even considering my feelings," it really hits because now we've been with them for so long. But I think the characters are all very real to all of the actors on the show.
I love most about Kayla and Jimmy that they ride for each other.
Yeah, even though they're both versions of Nepo babies because their dads started this management company that they then left, they both really care about doing a good job, I think, for each other in a lot of ways. So I think that's one of the things that I like most about the characters. And I love that Kayla is such a free character, which is a lot like Meg. Meg is such a fearless actor and so free.
Thank you, right back at you.
Well, thank you. But, I think it's so fun to watch. And it's just, it's oftentimes hard, I feel, for actors to watch themselves, but I so enjoy the dynamic of the characters that I do love watching the scenes.
I'm running to the camera right after.
We do watch playback.
I love watching.
We do watch playback a lot on set.
I'm in a scene, I'm running over to laugh at the scene we just did. I don't have any shame about it. It's so funny.
Yeah, you should. There's no shame in that.
He is so funny. Why wouldn't I want to see it twice?
I bet Hannah would be good. Hannah Einbinder's very athletic. She was a cheerleader. I feel like she'd probably be good.
I could see Jean being good too.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd get intimidated on the court.
Yeah.
Playing against them.
Who's probably great? Chris McDonald.
Oh,
He's
seems
a really
like
great
he plays
golfer.
tennis too, yeah.
And I bet he'd be a great, you know what I mean? Not that it's the same, but I bet he would be really good. It's obviously a thing internationally, right? I think a lot of people love pickleball.
It got really popular the last 2 years.
And it's very popular with executives. So that's where that storyline came from. That there's a bunch of people in the industry that love playing. So we were like, this is a great out of the office. And yet something that we hadn't seen before. Like you see people make deals on the golf course or whatever, but this was something we thought would be a little bit different. so we had to learn it.
It's like an easier tennis.
We trained. We had a coach.
Yes. I loved our classes.
They were great.
I had a double who was dressed just like me, and do you remember when she got in the shot? One time we were filming, and then my double was in our shot trying to help us pick up the balls, but she's in the shot. And then
she's dressed exactly
you were like in character, you're like, who's that? Because she's dressed identical to me and has like the wig and stuff.
Yeah, luckily it didn't make it to the screen.
I loved her.
Yeah. We feel like as much as our goal is to make people laugh, we do feel like sort of a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. And it's really important, we feel like, to make it about something. So while we're not like a issues-driven show, every season does explore something. I mean, the show itself explores what it's like to be someone who's in their 70s, who's still striving, someone who's not done, someone who's has dreams yet to be fulfilled. And so that, I think, is an important just part of the show and about what it's like for women in comedy in particular. But the show, I think for Jimmy and Kayla, for example, like they're outsiders just as much as Deborah and Ava are in the first season. They don't really fit in at Latitude at this management company, so they leave and strike out on their own to start up their own thing. And Deborah and Ava are both two people who are kind of ostracized to the desert. So the show's really about people who are on the outside and are striving for dignity and doing that through the connection that they have, which is their work, whether that be writing comedy or representing comedy. And in this season in particular, we explore the change in television, what's happening in television and in our industry. Because Deborah finally got her white whale of this late night show, we were really able to, I think, explore what it's like to make something like that how difficult it is, how many people it takes, and also the pressures that not only artists but also executives feel in a world where profit isn't just enough, you know, like with the disruptions that big tech have made and also all of these publicly traded conglomerates. It's like it's not enough to make a small profit. It's about growing profit every year, and how do you do that? And a lot of times it's about pushing down on labor. So in a way, it's about a lot of things, even though it's about, you know, making comedy. It is about a lot of things.
It means everything, and it's going to keep coming.
I've never experienced this, you know, until Hacks. And one thing that I think was really special about last season, having the series win, because our show is made by so many people, to share that with everybody was so gratifying, because whether it's, you know, our cinematographer or our costume designer or production designer, everybody that makes the show really cares about the show, watches the show and loves the show. And so for them to feel like they were part of what was recognized by people, it's incredibly gratifying.
When we started filming, it was like, well, during COVID, so there was a lot of like protection. Like there was a lot, when you got your makeup done, it was like you and that one person in a trailer, mask on them, and it was like really scary. Also for me, this is my first acting job, so it's really changed my life in every way. And to have this be my first job with the best people in the world, like I just feel like the luckiest person. I've grown a lot, and Kayla has, because I feel like she started off being, you know, the assistant who's kind of messing up. I feel like now she's secretly saving the day. She's like a secret genius.
She is.
And their friendship's grown so much. I mean, like, I think it meant so much to Kayla when Jimmy steps in and chooses her. And that's all she's really wanted.
Yeah. I mean, that's been really gratifying to evolve the characters and to feel like whether it's someone in the ensemble or it's the dynamic between Deborah and Ava, that the characters have changed. What's so weird is it hasn't really changed for me that much. Like, I still feel like so lucky to do it. I think the pressure mounts every season. Like, we really want to continue to deliver something good. And when people respond to it well, you're like, oh God, we got to do that again. We got to do that even more. We got to be better. So there's more pressure in a way, but also it still feels like we're so lucky we get to do it. I remember season 1 when we first were doing it, we were like, wow, we're getting to make this show that we thought up 5 years before. We're actually getting to do it. And now in season 4, we're like, we get to make a 4th season of a comedy. Feels so rare and lucky. So we really feel the same. It feels very the same, even though we've been through so much together, like COVID and the fires and Jean's heart attack and all of these things. It's like the birth of our kid. And like we've gone through a lot as a cast and a crew. So we've definitely gotten closer. And yet, I don't know, doesn't feel that different. Jean's been prolifically working for so long and has been one of the best things about whatever she's in. But because I think she had never really been the lead of a show, she hadn't been one on the call sheet, she's such an actor and she's not a diva. As much as like she plays a diva on the show, you know what I mean? She like has a real grounded, down to earth mentality in a way that I don't know if this is true, so I don't know if you should quote me, but I don't think Jean had a stylist when we started the show. Like, I don't think she'd worked with one. Maybe she had here and there, but you know what I mean? Like, she was like the antithesis of what celebrity is. She was like a working actor. And so that was something really surprising, because I already thought of her as somebody who was iconic because of all of the work she'd done. I do wear a lot of hats on the show, and I think that it's interesting because I think that they're all part of storytelling, you know, whether I'm writing or directing or acting, it's all part of bringing the story to life. The one that is the most fun is the acting role, because you have to be the most free. I have to just concentrate on the scene partner. And I'm so lucky that I have Megan Stalter or Jean Smart or Hannah Einbinder across from me. And so in that way, it's the most freeing, because I just have to listen to them and react to them. And I get to turn off the part of your brain that's like, is this going to work for the next episode? Are we tracking that story? How much time do I have? Can I get another take? Should I move on now? I don't love the light in this. You know, when you're acting, you just get to play. And so that's for sure the most fun, even though I'm so lucky that I get to do it all, because I think if I was just doing one, it wouldn't feel as deeply satisfying as it does. One funny story is we were shooting in a mall in season 2, and there were a bunch of teenagers who approached Gene and were like, "Whoa, Deborah Vance," which was so crazy. Like teen boys. Honestly, they were like Latinx teen boys all like approached her. Were like, "Deborah Vance," and they took selfies with her, and I was like, "This is wild."
I feel like especially this season, I've seen so many like TikTok edits, and I think it always is like, whoa, like to see, because you're not expecting, because you're scrolling, and then all of a sudden you're seeing stuff from your own show that means so much to you, and then I'm tearing up at the fan edits of Deborah and Ava, and I'm like, the show is so good. I'm like crying over the TikTok video. I think that means a lot when I see that, because it's like they're making those on their own time.
I hope that however long the show goes, that it feels like it ends well. I hope I hope people really love that, because being a fan of television, I love TV, and so it's so good when your favorite show ends well, you know, and you're like, I love the ending. And so that's like, talk about pressure. It's like thinking about how the show comes to an end.
It's scary to end a show because you're like, that's what I'll never see anything else from this story except for like.
Although nowadays so many reboots happen that maybe, but yeah.
That's true.
But it is true. It's like, it is like, there's a lot of pressure on the landing.